Spirit Fam, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a monthly message for all of the Cancers out in the collective this month. This is going to be your April message, Cancer. For those of you that are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Eileen. I'm a spiritual advisor, intuitive coach, and I provide you with guidance, wisdom, and inspiration every week right here on this channel. We truly appreciate every single one of you, and all we can do is ask that you please subscribe. Give us a like because it truly does help our content. Comment down below if you desire, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I release new content. Without further ado, let's get into your message, Cancer. All right, Cancer, we are going to get right into your message this month. So a few quick things. Please note that I've already pre-shuffled the cards. I take jumpers from the pack as I don't like to choose my own cards. Also note that this is going to be a general message, so it's not going to resonate with every single Cancer out in the collective. So I ask that you take with you what resonates and leave the rest behind. We are going to start off with an oracle message because I really like to see where you are energetically. I have 3 different oracle decks, so I'm really going to be utilizing whatever I'm feeling drawn to utilize. So we're going to go ahead and get right started. We're going to go ahead and get started. I can't talk today. Okay. I can't talk today. Let me clarify that. All right. So let's see. Angels, archangels, guides, ascended masters, what information and insight do you have for my Cancers this month? Where are they energetically? What information do we need to be aware of for all of the Cancers? All right. So we are going to start here, and I'm also going to draw this one. Okay, so Cancers, we are starting out with the Spiral Dancer. So this is really wanting you to really keep in mind your thought perceptions, okay? Really wants you to sort of be aware of the thoughts that you are having and recognize that all of the thoughts that you have actually do create your reality. So when you are keeping in mind all of the thoughts that you are having here, remember that everything moves in emotion. Everything comes around full circle. What I really want you to be aware of here is that everything has a specific route, okay? So if you think about something from your past, like if something happens in your current state, okay, or in your present tense, like if something happens currently in the present, right, and it triggers you to think about something in the past, that usually is a very good key indicator for you to be aware of the thoughts that you have with that, making sure that you realign yourself back into the present because you don't want to create the same type of situation. Also keep in mind that if you're being triggered by something from your past or something happens that reminds you of something from the past, what is the lesson that you really need to learn there? Because remember, everything moves in a flow. And I want you to pay close attention here how you see this spiral, right? Everything always comes full circle. And this is really a way of you recognizing that your perception of where you are or where you were really creates your present and your future. So you want to be very, very mindful of what it is that you are perceiving in your life because you're bringing that in. So really be aware of that. Next, we have blessed. And I absolutely love this because this is really your reminder here, Cancer, that you truly are blessed. You are being watched over by the heavens. And, you know, even though you might be facing challenges and things might seem a little off, know that that is coming to an end, right? Really know that sometimes certain things transpire for certain reasons. And while you might not understand the reasoning behind why things are happening the way that they are, know that there is a higher plan and purpose, that there's a higher plan that is being called to sort of balance things out towards the end. It might not make sense to you now, but know that you are being watched, you are being guarded, and the angels really want you to know that you are blessed. Really try to think about that in a very positive light, okay? All right, so next we're going to go ahead and move right into the tarot to add to this beautiful message. So angels, archangels, guides, ascended masters, what information do you have for all of my Cancers out in the collective this month of April? What information and insight, what additional information and insight can you add for all of my Cancers this month? All right, so we are starting out at the Four of Wands. So some of you Cancers might be experiencing some really good celebrations, whether that's with family. Maybe there are some of you that are going to be going to a wedding, celebrating a reunion of some sort. For others of you, this truly represents you know, finding, even though, and this is definitely what's coming up. So with the Blessed card, even though you might be feeling like things really aren't moving in the direction you wanted them to go, know that the worst is over, and you are going to be coming across a very happy scenario where things are going to be working themselves out, where you'll be celebrating a completion of something. Okay. All right. So these cards flipped over. I need to figure out where they go. So give me a second. All right. Okay. All right, Cancer, here we go. So as I mentioned, we are starting out at the Four of Wands, okay? So this Four of Wands really speaks about, you know, as I mentioned, celebrations. It also speaks to me, it has the Four Wands that looks like an 1111, which is activation. So there's a lot of changes going on. Again, as I mentioned with the Blessed card, if you're experiencing a little bit of upheaval, of challenging experiences, whether that's in the family, whether that's at work, something that's sort of rocking your foundation, that's making you feel like, how could this be happening, right? I want to point out that in your overall message, you have the Tower, okay? And we're going to get to that. And so what I want you to understand, and remember, I said this earlier with the Blessed card here, Cancer. I said that, you know, you might not understand what's really transpiring, but know that Spirit is wanting you to understand and to know that what is currently going on needed to happen in order to align you in your situation into something better, right? So sometimes we might ask for certain things, and if we're not really clear about what it is we're asking for, again, this spiral dancer here, right? If we, you know, ask for certain things, but we don't really think about the entire process, or we don't think about the final outcome. Sometimes we speak things into existence, or things transpire and we're like, oh, I didn't really think about that clearly. That really wasn't what I wanted. So it's going to be very important that you recognize that whatever is transpiring, Spirit always knows best. And sometimes when we ask for certain things, and we realize that, oh, that really wasn't what I wanted something a little bit different, we then start to shift gears and sort of change what we're truly wanting. And so Spirit then intervenes. A lot of times, a Tower truly represents divine intervention, right? And so it's always going to be for your highest good and the highest good of all. So with this Four of Wands, what I really want you to sort of be aware of is, be aware that the worst is over, right? You are going to be coming into a celebration. As I mentioned, some of you might be, going to a reunion where you're going to be celebrating, or you're going to be going to a wedding where you're going to be celebrating and enjoying the moment and going in the flow. This is really a call for you to go with the flow. What I love about these cards is that they come with amazing affirmations. And for this Four of Wands, I'm going to pull it straight from the book because I don't have every single one of them memorized. I'm not like, I'm not one of those. I don't have them all memorized. But for the Four of Wands, what the affirmation for the Four of Wands is, I am devoted to my connectedness, and I celebrate the wonder of loving bliss with my community, okay? And so, as I mentioned, because you're starting off in this space here, Cancer, what you're really starting off in is it's a call for you to remember to celebrate, okay? I know that sometimes it's really hard for you to celebrate when you're really in a downswing, but remember that every experience and every situation teaches you something. It's here to really help elevate you and teach you something on a much deeper level, okay? We then move into the Two of Swords, okay? And so I really feel that this message is going to be for those people that are really experiencing that upheaval and that challenge right now. Because what this is saying is that you need to kind of go with the flow. The Four of Wands really wants you to go with the flow. And when you go with the flow, it's kind of puts you in your present moment at this standstill, right? You're sort of like at a standstill, almost like a stalemate, right? And you're at this crossroads and you're like, I don't know which direction to go. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to believe. I don't know who to trust. And you're sort of confused. You're confused about which direction to go. But here's the thing with the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords basically is wanting you to really listen to your intuition, listen to your gut. Recognize that it doesn't matter which direction you go, right? You can't go back. You can't go back and change what is already transpired. All you can do is move forward. But if you choose to see things from a much higher perspective, if you choose to remove the blindfold and see things from an observer perspective and not really take a stance or choose either way, like if you're put into a situation where you have two people and you're sort of having to decide who is telling the truth, you need to sort of walk that middle path, right? Not really choosing a side, but choosing to see it from a much higher perspective, be the observer in the situation and not be attached to it emotionally. You need to really listen to your intuition here, okay, with this Two of Swords. Now, we then move into the Six of Pentacles, right? Which really talks about equal give and receive. And I kind of am picking this up as, regardless of the situation, remember that energy is energy. That which you give, you receive, okay? And I want you to really understand, especially here with this spiral dancer, remember, everything is based off of your perception. A lot of times when people, tell me that, and this happens a lot in families, right? Like, a conflict or some sort of a situation goes down in a family, and all of a sudden you have family members that sort of, they start really like, they'll come to you and they'll say, well, I'm the one that's telling the truth. She's the one that's lying, or they're lying. They're not telling you the truth. I'm here telling you the truth. And all of a sudden you get two different versions of a story that happens, right? And I'm always the type of person, and this is what you need to do, Cancer, here, okay? This is what I mean by shifting yourself into an observer perspective. You need to sort of view it from the perspective of everybody has their own perception of what transpired in an event. Person A will have their own perception, their own idea of what took place. Person B will have the same thing. They'll have their own idea, their own perception of what went down. And then you have C, right? C is basically the truth. The truth always lies somewhere in the middle. The reason why it's so important for you to be aware of your perceptions is that based off of the experiences that you've had, based off of the knowledge that you've gained from those experiences, not everyone is aware of what's going on, okay? That is very true here with the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords really talks about not being aware, right? You are being blinded from the truth. And the truth here is that you have a choice. You have a choice to either remove the blindfold and see the truth for what it is and move in the direction that is the best for your highest good and the highest good of all, okay? Also recognizing that there should be no judgment. You cannot decide, right, with this Six of Pentacles. You cannot decide that one person is right and the other person is wrong. There is no such thing as right and wrong, because everyone's perception in a way has some truth and validity to it, because they're only seeing what they have either experienced, B, what they understand and know, and C, what they're seeing in front of them. They don't view things from a much higher perspective unless they understand what that means, right? So with this Six of Pentacles, what this is really saying is that you sort of have to, really take things from a balanced perspective, right? Really allow your intuition to read the energy or understand the situation from a perspective of energy is energy. Okay. With the Six of Pentacles, I also really feel that for some reason, this sort of feels like this is like, I don't know. I'm picking up that this has to do with someone in the family that recently passed away. So is no longer in this realm. And so the Six of Pentacles is really like, maybe there's talk about, what to do with this person's, almost like their inheritance, what they're left with. And there's a fight going on in the midst of the family. That's really like what I'm picking up, because I am an intuitive reader and that's what I am getting. And so I just have like a bunch of things rolling around in my head. So I'm going to say what's coming in my head. Okay. We then move into the Ten of Cups. Okay. So this Ten of Cups really speaks about fulfillment. But what I'm really getting here is that, because of this situation that's going on in the midst of the family, or in this situation, there's just a lot of chaos. And this person that has since passed on or has since moved on was really the one person that sort of was the glue for the family or for this group. They really kept things in alignment. They kept things flowing. Everybody really enjoyed this person's individuality, and they're, really enjoyed them. They brought forth a lot of fulfillment and joy to everyone. And now that this is gone, it's almost like everything has sort of shifted. And now it's like you're starting to see people's true colors. Everything is starting to come to the light. Now, the overall energy is going to be, as I mentioned, the Tower, right? Which is the Tower. The message with this Tower is, in the midst of chaos, I seek the light. Okay. I really feel that what Spirit is really asking you here, okay, Cancer, is that in order for you to be fulfilled spiritually, in light of this situation, okay, the things that must transpire in order for you to seeking the light is really recognizing that you kind of need to go with the flow. Allow yourself to see things for what they are, okay? Don't try to pick sides. Really remember that the energy you give is the energy that you receive, okay? That is really what is going to bring you towards spiritual fulfillment. When you have this Tower card, okay, and the Tower is really, as I mentioned earlier, it's about divine intervention, right? So something has transpired that has sort of made a lot of chaos, right? But when a Tower happens, it's really because there is a reasoning behind it, right? Something better is going to come out of it, and it was needed, right? Like it was needed. Your other card for your overall message is going to be the Knight of Pentacles. Now, what I love about this is that this Knight of Pentacles is really an energy of loyalty, of stability, of discipline, right? A Knight of Pentacles is very disciplined, and he doesn't allow anything outside of him to deter him from his goals, his dreams, and his vision. Now, if this message is, is for you, if you sort of feel that, maybe you were maybe this is for someone else. Maybe you were actually, going to fulfill your dream and your mission, or maybe your parents or maybe your family wanted you to do something specific here, Cancer. And maybe you decided halfway through that that really isn't what is bringing me fulfillment. It's not what's really bringing me joy. And maybe they've, given you money to be able to support your education in order for you to further along. And then now all of a sudden you decide that's not really what I want. I have other dreams. I have other aspirations, and I want to start on that path to making that dream become a reality, right? But then all of a sudden you feel sort of torn because your parents have kind of already told you, well, that's not going to happen, right? So as I mentioned here, Cancer, I'm getting lots of different messages here because there are a lot of people in the collective. And so if this resonates with you, then, I hope that you're getting this message. I'm getting lots of different messages here. So the Knight of Pentacles says, stay the course, right? Keep doing what you're doing. Keep, planting those seeds, nurturing those seeds, whatever it is that you're desiring or that you're wanting to sort of bring into fruition, continue to do that and know that you are supported. You might not have the support of the people you originally thought were going to support you, but you will find other people. Other people will come into your life that will support you. Okay. So now we're going to move into the steps and the advice that Spirit has for you regarding this specific situation. We start off with the World, okay? And the World really talks about the ending of a cycle, right? Something is coming to an end. You're now starting to come to the realization that maybe you want something better for yourself. Maybe you want something more. Maybe you've realized that, in order for me to really peak and reach that state of fulfillment that I'm really desiring, I want to open a business. I want to start, writing my own book. I want to, become an artist. I want to become a